Good morning. I know I need to stand out of the way so you can really right? So the camera focuses on the glory and not the sleepy dude on the front of the camera. So you really should be coming out that way. That's what you should be doing. I'll try and peek in, but there should be a setting where I can tell my phone to keep me out of focus and to focus on the back there. Yeah. We will spin through cities and oceans, round farms and coasts, hidden corners and folds. I'll hold you when your heart is racing, the storm we're chasing, no one else can see. It's the way you dance with me. In the moments when I've lost my courage, when I'm torn and discouraged, when I'm bruised and cut, you'll be there, you will be my compass. You will hold your thumb against the bleed. That's the way you dance with me. The rest can walk and run, they can fly, they can stroll, they can glide, they can roll. For all our miles to come, we'll be dancing as we go. When our love spins into autumn, when the years come tumbling, when our hair turns gray, I'll be as spellbound as the day I fell. Through my eyes' reflection, you see. Love the way you dance with me. Love the way you dance with me. Love the way you dance with me. Good morning, gatherers. It's good to see you. I want to apologize. For starting a couple minutes late. I had some technical difficulties down here. AKA, I fell in a puddle. I fell in a puddle. I had to change my shoes, and yes, I'm wearing shoes. This is probably why my game is off this morning. I had to change my shoes because I fell in a puddle, and because I think I talked about this. So I'm on an outcropping of rocks, and this outcropping of rocks at high tide is underwater, and right now it is it's kind of mid right now, meaning these rocks not too long ago were underwater and are a little bit slippery, and I have to tromp through some marsh grass to get out here, just a little bit. Anyways, I fell in a puddle. Had to change my shoes. I just felt like I needed some footwear. I needed a little extra grip this morning. It's all a little slimy and slippery. That, by the way, was my first sip of coffee. I saved it for you. I wanted to be having my first sip of coffee with you this morning on these rocks. It's really pretty here. Okay, I'm gonna put down my coffee. That part's gonna be hard for me, but I will make that sacrifice. Man, and I woke up earlier this morning than I did the last time we did a sunrise session because I really wanted to have my shit together. And I don't know if this happens to you. By the way, I apologize. I mean, puffy face, trying to hold it together. But does it happen to you that, right? I mean, I am a guy, I thrive on efficiency. There's always a long list of things to do over the course of the day, and something that brings me joy is being able to do those things efficiently, being able to think about 8 different things that I need to do, right, and tackle them one by one or in some kind of a pattern that is efficient, that gets the job done. There are some folks who don't really think about that, right? Like, they'll have a list of things to do, they'll just kind of check one of their things off and go on to the next thing, not really worrying about how efficiently they're doing each thing. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that's probably a better way to live, for sure. It's just, I got too much shit I want to do in this world for that, which is probably a shame. Probably at some point I'm gonna have some kind of an epiphany and say, you know, and my better self will tell me, you know what, you can slow down a little bit. That might be nice. But for now, I don't know why I was talking. Oh yeah, this morning I gave myself extra time. It didn't work. It didn't work. You know, you forget things. I forget things in the morning. Before I've had my coffee, I cannot string together a number of tasks. It happens every morning when I try to wake up my daughters. I wake up early and I want to get everything done. I want to empty the dishwasher. I want to get ready for the breakfast. I want to make sure the house is clean and neat. I need to be dressed. I'm going to get the girls up and make coffee. It always takes longer than it should, is my point. Anyways, I'm late. And now I've spent 10 minutes talking about being late, which doesn't help the situation at all. Okay. Maybe these sunrise gatherings are just not worth you guys having to put up with me this early. We are playing through contenders for the album. It is getting down to it, good people. This weekend, I'm going to fly to Chicago with Allie and the girls to be at a wedding. And then from Chicago, we fly to Austin, Texas, where we dig in with producer Gordy Quist at the Finishing School recording studio. We have been, for the last couple weeks, been playing contenders for the next album. And I am trying to stay organized about which contenders I'm sharing with you, and that last song, the one that we started with this morning, is a song called "You Dance With Me," written for one of my good friends, one of my best friends' weddings, probably it is on our list of 30 contenders because it's never been done as a band. But I will tell you that I think Gordy heard the release of that song that we did. We tagged it onto the end of a live solo album, but we did a kind of a studio recording. Anyways, I was like, that's kind of it's kind of like getting the song across already. I don't think we need to go back and record that one. So that will probably not end up being part of the album, although it was a contender and it is a song that I like. Okay. I guess this is my surrender. I've tried to bend your ear, and I know that there are so many others out there that I would rather see when I am looking in the mirror. I know that I don't belong here. You've given me all the signs, and I'd be better off if I didn't chase after all the things that I do not have every single time. And how did I think it was right when it is so wrong, wrong, wrong? How did it take me so long to see that you are gonna keep chasing after every pretty face you see? And I am done wasting my time, wishing that the person you were chasing was me. Ooh. I can't hit the high notes, which I feel like is appropriate for a guy singing this particular song. I've thought about switching my scenery. I've attempted to make a change, and I keep coming back to dwell on the parts of me that probably will never be explained. These parts are so familiar. Love-hate is what I got, 'cause sometimes the very thing that separates me from the pack is also something that I know's existing only in this spot. And I know you do everything right, but for me it's so wrong, wrong, wrong. How did it take me so long to see that you are gonna keep chasing after every pretty face you see? And I am done wasting my time, wishing that the person you were chasing. Every time I try to be like you, wind up so easily broken. I'm finally through. Here's to watching you, watching me walk away. And you could take your pretty perfect self out of my way. 'Cause you are gonna keep chasing after every pretty face you see. And I am done wasting my time wishing that the person you were chasing was me. I mean, look, there are certain things that a performer, I feel like, should do just out of respect for their audience. One is to, like, right, try to look their best just out of respect. But the other, if you're a singer, very obviously, is to do at least the bare minimum to warm up your voice so that you can actually sing for the people you're performing for, out of respect for them. I did not get to do that today. I could not hit those notes on that song, and I apologize, because really the song could be a little bit nicer than it was. This thing has not quite woken up. But I'll tell you the story of that song. I will tell you it is probably also low on the 30 song contender list. I actually think the producer listened to it, kind of thought it was a fun song, dug the ironic pop song kind of concept, and we could do something really fun with it live in the studio. I just think that there are other songs that we're going to want to tackle before this one. The story of this song was I was on a writing session with some producers, the guys that ended up I ended up co-writing with to write Let Your Hair Down. And they were really nice guys in New York. And we were working on some other songs, and you know what? These guys were trying to make hits. We're trying to make hit songs, which I appreciated and respected. They weren't really feeling like me too much. And that was a little bit hard for me. And so I wrote that song, Chasing, after that session. You are gonna keep chasing every pretty face you see. I'm done wasting my time wishing that the person you were chasing was me. I guess this sunrise gathering is probably an example. If the goal were to be pretty, I would have woken up another hour earlier, and I would have made myself a little prettier. I would have warmed up my voice, and I would have been a little more awake, right? But for me, the pretty should be coming from the experience that we're sharing together, right? That's the art form that inspires me. And this morning, and this sunrise, and this water, that was the pretty I wanted to experience with you. I was prioritizing that over this. Which is probably a good metaphor for many of the reasons why you probably won't ever find Adam Ezra group on the radio. And don't get me wrong, I love the music that we're making. It's just, I'm not sure that we're going to be, even with this project, even investing in this amazing experience, in this recording experience. I don't think necessarily the end goal is for us to get on to the radio, right? Our goal is to make the best damn music we can make, whatever that means, whatever that means. All right, let's go to another contender, shall we? How about one of the contenders that is now a chosen? When we were in the studio last June, we recorded 3 songs, one of which I have not played for you yet on this latest kind of group of gatherings where we're going over contenders and talking about the album. This is one called Letter. Now, I wrote, as you might imagine, a number of songs during COVID. This is one of those songs. It's not a song that was focusing on my fear or loneliness or sadness, frustration. It was a song that was inspired by all the things in my life that I'm grateful for. And it was from when Willa was very, very, when she was a tiny little, like not home from the hospital yet. Actually, I would sing this to Willa in utero. I would sing it to her every night. And in the hospital, anytime I was cuddling her, this was kind of my go-to song. It's called Letter. And man, I really, really hope, at some point soon, you can hear the studio version we recorded. We had such a blast. It was me and my bandies and a couple session players that were just awesome in the recording studio. We were playing this song live. We were just having a shit ton of fun making music together. That's right. There's this like bendy note in the intro. Alex used to call it. Oh, you know what? I think I did share this song with you guys because I was telling you the brisket story, wasn't I? Damn it. Well, I'm going to play it again. Robin, you and I are going to have to circle wagons. We're going to have to figure out what songs I have left to share in our little contenders list. I am clearly not responsible enough to stay organized enough to pull this off. Okay. Can I get an amen for the sunrise? A cold beer at the end of the day. Late night hang with a friend of mine and all the things that don't need saying. A simple song to sing along. My belongings on my back. Feeling alright when I turn out the light. Can I get an amen for that? You're the sweetest thing that I ever did see. Like the prettiest star on the movie screen. Like a brand new chrome in the sunshine gleam. You are perfect like bacon frying. Sun coming up over my campfire. If you'd have told me so, I'd have called you a liar. Guess I should have known better. I need another amen to finish this letter. amen for my family, for the moon and the stars above, for the rock and roll station on the radio, playing only old songs I love. The road I chose, and no one goes, that brought me across your path. Oh, the miles we'll drive for being alive. Can I get an amen for that? You're the sweetest thing that I ever did see, like the prettiest song on a movie screen, like brand new chrome in the sunshine gleam. You were perfect like bacon fry with the sun coming up over my campfire. You told me so, I'd have called you a liar. And I love you like syrup running off my cake's gonna hold you close through the burns and breaks, build our dreams from the love we made. Have my heart forever. I need another amen to finish this letter. Tell you what, I can't sing for shit at this hour, but it really is pretty. I'd do this every morning with you. Man, when we were in the studio, that song was really fun. So we were playing with this great keyboardist and this great guitarist. And by the way, we just found out that both of them are going to be back for our entire week of recording next week, which is really exciting because they're just great guys. But we added in, we kind of restructured the song a little bit to just add in a section where the kind of the players that were with us that were like lead instrument players, Trevor on the keys and Dave on the guitar and Karina on the fiddle, right? We just gave it a little section in the song where they were like throwing a quick solo to each other, like around the horn, right? So you'd hear fiddle throwing it to guitar, throwing it to the keys, and it was really fun. And we were doing it all live, so we did a handful of takes of that song, and each time we would get to that section, of course, the solos would be different and super cool. And so at the end of, so when you're recording live, I should tell you this for those of you who can't picture it, right? The cool thing about recording live, sometimes you're playing, almost always, if you're gonna decide to record a song live with a bunch of players, everybody in their headphones has a click track, a metronome playing, right? So you set the song to the speed you want it to play, and that's what everybody's listening to each other, right? But there is a consistency, a mathematical consistency to the speed at which you are playing the song. The reason being that you can then take, right? If you guys can play through the song 10 times, right? But the song will mathematically line up. All 10 takes will mathematically line up because they're all being played at the exact same time. In other words, right? Let's pretend take 3 had this amazing second verse where the band was just feeling it, and the song was really grooving, and The singer was just like expressing themselves really well. But on take 7, the solo section was just absolutely the best. Well, that's great because you can, right, line up all the takes next to each other. They will all line up mathematically because they've all been played to the same tempo, right? You can line them up and you can like choose a section from one take and a section from another take, and you can kind of slide them together. Now, sometimes the magic is trying to figure out how to match up your editing, right? Sometimes it will be, right, like for instance, right, there are usually parts in a song where everybody is playing or not playing at the same time, right? But like a downbeat, like the beginning of the chorus. You're the sweetest thing that, you know that moment. You're the sweetest thing, you know that moment. Everybody's gonna be hitting at the same time, right? The drums are all gonna be hitting, right? The key, everybody is gonna be playing a note that's gonna match up, right? And so that could be a really good edit point for an engineer, like that's just clean, right? You could probably cut between two different takes at the very beginning, at the very first note of that chorus, of those choruses, right? And there's a good chance that it'll be kind of seamless, that the players will play that note the same way every single time. Otherwise, in a session like ours, we're all playing the song differently, right? Each time we play it. And so finding those, I mean, it's pretty easy with a good band to find those edit points, right? But usually you start with, so after you've played a song a handful of times, all listening to the metronome, all on the grid, right? A good producer or engineer will be listening, and then we'll keep a little, we'll be taking notes, right? And usually by the last take that you do, right? I mean, the progression usually works for me, right? Is that when I'm recording a song, usually takes will get better and better because until they don't anymore, right? So the first time you're playing the song, you're still kind of adjusting your sound, you're figuring things out in the studio. That's take 1. You know, take 2. Okay, you got your sound set. You're feeling more comfortable. You're getting into it. I mean, sometimes the first take is the best take. Sometimes there's just magic. There is no rhyme or reason. Right? But like, oftentimes, I think by takes 3 and 4, you've kind of thought deeply about the song. Maybe you're playing it with the band. The band is kind of, at that point, kind of locked in and feeling each other, right? And then who knows, right? At some point, depending on how the session is going, you may, oh, there's that sun. Boom. Holy, I'm on the wrong side of the screen. Yes. Sunrise gathering, y'all. I know, if you notice, yes, it's intentional that most of my body is off the screen. When I get close, right, the camera focuses on me and not the important thing out there. So I'm rambling about this, and it might not be that interesting to y'all. And if it's not, I apologize. But a good engineer or a good producer will be listening to one of these sessions where a band is playing this song, right? They might play it. You know, I've been in sessions where, you know, you play the song 3 times and everybody's like, dude, that was awesome. Like, we don't have to chase after anything else. But that's a little, you know, that's a little bit rare. And usually you play the song for a while, and a good engineer producer will be like, at the end of the session, will be like, all right, this is, I think, the take, right? Take 7 was the magic. You guys were just totally feeling it on take 7. That was the one, you know? And everyone might take a little time to listen to the top 3 takes and to maybe weigh in or not. Maybe you're moving on to the next thing, right? That's certainly the process that we kind of followed when we were out there last time. And so a great engineer or producer, right, will start their editing. So after everything's recorded, right, then they mix the album, right? And when an album is recorded live, when the process is everybody's in the studio together playing at the same time, which is how we're recording this album, right? You've got your best take, and that's your start, that's your reference take, right? And the engineer or producer will edit from there. They'll listen to that take and they'll be like, this sounds pretty good. But there was something here on this take that I'm not sure I totally love. And then they'll be able to listen to all the other takes and they'll be like, ooh, yeah, but they did that really well on take 3. I'm gonna see if I can edit in that section on take 3 into this keeper take 7. And anyways, that's very often how when you're recording live in a studio, how you can still have a lot of control over the editing process afterwards. All right. And with a lead singer like me, you really need a lot of control over the editing process. What I don't know is the week after we're in Texas, we fly back. We literally are flying back to Boston so that we can play 2 shows in New England, so that we can play the Bull Run in Shirley, Massachusetts, and the Odeum in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. And then the very next day, I'm jumping on a plane and I'm flying back to Texas. It's just gonna be me the next week, and I'm going to be recording vocal overdubs, which means, right, a lead singer, if a live recording is done well in the studio, right, the lead vocals and the guitar, like I'm playing the guitar at the same time, right? Oftentimes it's just a lead vocalist. It makes it a little harder when you're playing guitar at the same time. But they put me in my own room, and that room has windows so I can see all the other players that are playing with us. But they do that to separate the sound. And so with a lead vocal, right? Oftentimes, if you're spending an entire day recording a song, by the end of the day, the vocalist can get tired. Maybe they won't sound great. Maybe you're starting early. No one ever starts this early. But maybe you're starting kind of early, and the the vocalist needs a little time to kind of get into the groove that day, but you don't want to waste precious studio time, so you just have the lead singer sing through the song. The singer can come back anytime if the thing is recorded properly, and their microphone has been right in a separate room, right, done live with the band, so the feel is there, but isolated. You can, right, take that lead vocal off the track and you can re-record it at another time, when the singer can just, when you and when the singer and the producer and the engineer, whoever is involved in the process, can really just focus on those vocals. And so I'm going to be doing that. What I don't know is that, like, my lead vocals are not the kind of vocals that no one is listening to the Ezra group because they love a perfect vocal performance. Right? I'm not saying I don't like my voice. I like the way that my voice expresses the songs that I write, and I like the way that my voice communicates the art that I make. I like all those things. I just also appreciate that it ain't a pristine kind of vocal, right? And so I'm wondering if Gordy and I will take a listen to the tracks when I fly back to Texas by myself and be like, you know what? This live performance is fine. Maybe we don't have this section of this one song. Maybe during that section, Adam, you were clearly concentrating on playing the guitar and focusing on the rest of the band. And in all of these takes, I don't think we have a vocal performance. Or maybe it's, hey, Adam, I have this idea for you to sing this section of this song differently. Let's spend a little time trying it. That might happen too. Regardless, I will try to take you with us into the studio when we go, so you can have a little perspective on what the experience is like. I am really excited, obviously, and I love talking to y'all about it. So, anyways. We do know, so I just played a song, and by just, I mean like 20 minutes ago, because I've been talking too much. But just played a song called Letter that we recorded in June. Will definitely be on the album. Definitely was super fun to play with the guys that we were playing with in the studio. The bandies sounded amazing. I mean, it was great. I'm really excited. And it's played like swampy, like slinky. It's like there's nowhere that it needs to go. A little bit slow, and like it's just fun. It was just I think it's gonna be a fun. But we have not heard the recording after that day, so at some point we will hear a mix, and we'll be sharing it with you. I'm gonna play you another song that came from COVID. This is a song called Positive I'm Positive. We had to cancel a tour. In the middle of a tour, I was stuck in Nashville. This is right around the time when John Oates was working on Hold Each Other Now with us in Nashville. And I was in Nashville. I was doing some writing sessions there, and I got COVID. It was in the middle of a tour. The bandies had to get flown home. I had to quarantine for a week in Nashville and then in Alabama. I mean, it was just terrible. It was terrible. We lost, right? It costs so much money to be out on the road with a band, right? If you have to cancel your income stream and also fly everybody home, and also you're stuck out on the road in quarantine. I mean, it was, right, you lose all the income from all the gigs you've canceled, and then you're spending a ton of money just like trying to get everything home and everyone home. I mean, it was a sad chapter. And but years before, I was at some hippie festival in the middle of Kentucky, and I was up and out late and hanging out with some folks around the fire, and we were coming up with a concept for this song, and we were having a lot of fun with it, and it was just like a fun hang, and I kept it in the back of my mind, and then fast forward 10 years later, I'm quarantined in Alabama, in Montgomery, Alabama, and I'm sick, but it's the second time I've had COVID, and so and I'm vaccinated at that point, so I'm not. It's not super scary for me. It's just fucking pain in the ass. And I'll write this song. Now, this is a contender for the album, but only if. This is a contender. I told you that we're gonna record 10 songs on this album. That's our goal. This is a contender as a potential song 11. If we somehow get all of our recording work done and we have a little extra time, this will be the song where all of us, bandies, session players, engineers, producer, right? All of us go into a room with like one microphone, a guitar, and like some tambourines and shakers, and we just, right, we pass around a bottle of whiskey and we just sing this song live with a couple instruments, like not worrying about how it's mic'd or sounded, but something like really like late night and fun. That's how this song, if it's ever going to be recorded in the studio, that's how this song should be recorded. And I hope we have enough time to pull off something like that, because it would be a lot of fun. Your kisses were sweeter than honey. Your touch, it was softer than snow. There's a lot we were sharing. Now I got something flaring, and I'm calling just to let you know. I was positive, I was negative from a long time. Woke with the pain in my head, felt this thing in my chest. Took me a test, now I'm positive instead. Now I'm a man of the countryside. There's no place I won't dare to roam. I ain't being fictitious. Shit out there's vicious. From now on, I'm just staying home. I was positive, I was negative for a long time. Woke with the pain in my head, felt this thing in my chest. Took me a test, now I'm positive instead. I love you like sunshine, my darling. I'll drink every toast to your health. But unless you are meaning to do some real quarantining, you can keep them sweet lips to yourself. I was positive, I was negative for a long time. I woke with the pain in my head, felt this thing in my chest. Took me a test, now I'm positive instead. I was positive, I was negative for a long time. Woke with the pain in my head, felt this thing in my chest. Took me a test, now I'm positive instead. Yes, I'm positive instead. can't hit the high notes. Obviously not a serious song, but it's a song that is relevant to a chapter we have all experienced, and depending on whether or not another pandemic heads our way, this is probably a nice, right? We are probably in a small window of time where that experience of living in quarantine and surviving the pandemic is just super vivid and visceral for us. I like the idea of having a song that on the album that really doesn't take itself too seriously. So maybe we'll figure out a way to squeeze that in at some point. I want to thank you all for hanging with me this morning. I want to thank you all for listening to for being so committed to listening to and sharing our new release, Hold Each Other Now, that I got to write and produce with John Oates. I love all the streams that the song is getting right now, and all the shares that are happening, and all the people that are discovering our music, thanks to this community of ours being so enthusiastic about the release as it comes out. Thank you for being a part of that. And for those of you who've been streaming and sharing and continuing to stream, thank you so much. It's working. It's getting the music out there. So let's keep it. Oh, bald eagle, right there. Can you see? Oh, come on, kids. Did you see that? Did you all see that? I know I had you positioned so that you were level before, and now you are definitely not level. Boom. Well, that was a good get. Oh, man. All right, I gotta wake up my babies. I gotta get out of here. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to say that, and I also wanted to say a huge thank you, to our member supporters. You all keep this series going through your support, and I appreciate you all so much. Okay. I will see you Tuesday night at 8 p.m. I can't wait to do this some more. Okay. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our backs. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May you tell when you're ready to carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glance of God's great design. Some say it's the science of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us and all that we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to round in good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we have. These moments pass lightly and won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink till the end of the day. Let us drink till the working is through. Let us drink one to me. Let us drink one to you. Let us drink one to those who want with us. Here is to us, and all that we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around good company. Here's to the future, here's to the past. Let us drink one down slow, let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one as this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. What a beautiful morning. Thank you for sharing it with me, gatherers. Please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another. And I'll see you again soon.